Good morning, it's Jo Armstrong here with a quick video about how I did this title here, Colour Run. I used a couple of different techniques, a couple of different inks, and the idea was to really make that black pop up on top of the ink splats behind it. So I'm just going to put that project to the side and show you how I got on with it. Pardon me. Right, I've first cut myself a 2-inch strip of White Daisy. I'm going to use 2 stamp sets this morning, Splash of Colour Essentials and Marker Alphabet for my lettering. I'm going to use 2 different types of inks. I'm going to use my Archival Black finally on top because I'm actually going to emboss that, so put that to the side. First thing I'm going to do is actually stamp the letters in linen, and these are the colours I'm going to use for my ink splats behind. I know I want it 2 inches tall, but I'm not quite sure how long I want the strip to be. I just want the words Colour Run to sit nicely in the middle, so it doesn't really matter where I start and where I finish. So I've just gone for it there. But that's actually the whole reason why I'm stamping it in linen first. So linen's a really nice pale colour. I don't know even if you can see that. It's just so pale, it'll show me where the lettering sits, and that's the whole purpose. This doesn't have to be perfect, just needs to show you the spacing of your letters. Now obviously if you're American, this will be quicker by 1 letter. Leave a little bit of a gap, to the R again, leave a little bit of gap between the words because that's where you're going to cut across the pages. Right, that's not centered in the middle of my strip, which is fine because I still have yet to cut it and dovetail it, but the words Colour Run are there in linen, and it's, oh sorry you can't see, there we are, really pale, really pale, but I can see it there. Now the reason for that is so that I can space out my splats, so I know I want to cut Colour Run down between the 2 R's, and on my page that was where my green happened, so I know my green's going here, my green apple, so green down both blues and purple here, so there's actually quite a bit of fitting in here, 3 different, green in the middle and then 3 different colors on the end, so that's quite quick. These ones are more spread out, so on this side of the green I've got my yellow, orange and red, so they can spread out a wee bit, and in order to do that I needed to know that before I could do my ink splats, so that's the reason why I've done the whole thing in linen first. Right, here's my ink splats. I'll start with some big ones. I started in the center and then made my way left and right, so I'm going to go straight to my green apple and go down the middle, and now you see why you need the scrap paper underneath, because you're going to go over the edge. Bit of green apple, I might just do 1 splat of each colour today because it's just a wee bit quicker. Here's my Carolina, the pale blue. Not all of that will show because I will cut some of that off, but it means that the dovetail will have a sort of misted edge, which is quite nice. Right, now I have to go to the left, back through colour, and I've got 3 colours to do that with. I've got my lemon, tangerine and cranberry. Start with lemon. Now I want the yellow to be quite strong because obviously it's such a pale colour. So I try and make, when I use the yellow, I try and make it quite a solid yellow. Oh, I've put that exactly where the blue was. I didn't mean to do that. I'll do another one up this way. There. Hopefully it won't look the same. Tangerine or nectarine. I've got tangerine ink but nectarine cardstock, so I don't think it matters too much. They seem very similar. Right, so that is done, but obviously you can hardly see the letters anymore, and that's fine. That's the whole point. So we've got red all the way down to grape, all nicely splattered, but we can't see the letters, so that's okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that's heat set with the heat gun, because I don't want any of these to still be wet, because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my letters one by one and emboss them. So I need to make sure that this is all nice and dry first before I stamp my archival black on top. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll make sure this is heat set and then come back. Right, I'm back. This is nice and dry. I am going to start stamping my archival black. You can use StazOn and you can use Intense Black. It does the same thing. I'm going to position that on top of the last one, and then I'm going to sprinkle it straight away. There we go. Now to clean my archival black, I actually go back to our old brush. I just find it cleans it a bit better immediately. I'm going to skip the O because it's so close to the powder and do the L next, and I'm just going to do the letters kind of out of order, but because I know exactly where they're going, it actually doesn't matter. Do little piles of colour on top. Oops, oh no, should have wiped that one. Okay, that will probably stick. There's a little stripe of black through there, which I really didn't want. Never mind. Right, I'm going to do both the U's at once. One more. Right, I'll do the N now, and then I can shake it off and then I can heat set it. That's a bit better. Right, that is all my lettering done in archival black, plus I've sprinkled the letters Plus I've sprinkled the letters with clear embossing powder. I think I mentioned to you yesterday, I really like using clear because if it does go a little bit haywire, like it's obviously stuck to some of the other letters on the linen, doesn't matter too much because it won't actually set. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, you can't see much. It won't actually set with a dark colour on top. It'll actually give me a nice clear edge, which is how I want it. So perfect. Right. I am going to now, I wonder if this is dropped. I'm going to now heat set that, and I'll come back to you and show you what it looks like. Right, that's now heat set, and it's got a lovely little shine on it, which is really hard to show on camera, but it has, oh there we are, it sort of shimmers when it catches the light. And obviously my whole purpose was to make it sit up above the splats, the ink splats, so that was the whole idea. So now what I'm going to do is just cut off both ends where I want them and dovetail. So I think I had an inch, or maybe probably half an inch dovetail. Yeah, I might have left myself a bit too little. Never mind. Okay, that's quite close to the letter. This one's better. This end's better. All right, so just dovetail the ends, and you've got your title. Yay! Okay, so that's ready to put on the page. All I did was I cut it between the two R's where I wanted it, and then I was able to space that out on the page exactly where I wanted it. So perfect. All right, I am going to look at this video and see if it's any good now, because I'm a bit worried about the camera angles. But if it works, if you can learn something from it, then please forgive the bad cameramanship. It's obviously something I have to get better at. Thanks very much for your attention today, and hopefully that will give you some ideas. Thanks, bye.